Good afternoon, everybody, and this is Ekta Saitul Malhotra at the Motherhood Club Talk Show. Continuing with our fatherhood series. Today, we have a father all the way from Mumbai. He is a private banker with over 18 years of experience and 9 years of experience of being a doting father. Samir believes that no matter what, give the right environment to a child, whatever may be the differences of two individuals in the house, the child should not get impacted. Samir is a passionate football player. He loves to play football. He has been dealing with high net worth clients for the last 18 years and has worked with some of the prominent names. And not getting too much into his professional space because this is all about him as a father. So, very warm welcome, Samir, on our platform.
Thank you, Ekta.
And Samir has chosen a topic which, to my mind, has a very deep, meaning that father, the significant other. So, Samir, we'd like to know about your journey as a father. You have 9 years of rich experience of a young, talented boy who, I have been watching grow in a very, very different kind of an environment. He writes poetry, he plays games, he does everything. He's a very, very beautiful child. So, let's talk about your journey as a father.
All right, as you mentioned, I'm like 9 years old father, like turned 9 in October only this year. And the journey, of course, with the kid is always full of fun, full of life. Although, like personally, if at all some plus and minuses are happening, that is all fine. Because after a point, what happens, you get matured and you start to understand that, okay, there is a responsibility you have taken over as parents. And when you get married, you have a kid, and it's a joint responsibility what you look to fulfill, and not for your benefit or not for your enjoyment or not for your fun share or anything like that. If at all you have taken the responsibility, it's your duty, and you should like fulfill it to the minute detail. I know like nobody is going to be an experienced father or experienced parent from day one. They will understand over a period of time with their good things, bad things, some mistakes, some learnings on their own, whatever your parents have taught you. Okay, somewhat it helps, but like nowadays the environments are totally different. So there is no right or wrong when there is a parenting involved. And don't be ever scared that okay, you're doing something wrong for your kid, because generally it is taken that way, that if you're a parent, you're not gonna intentionally do anything wrong for the kid. Okay. So everybody goes through ups and downs. I had some tough phase in my life where like okay, after I became a father, like after 4 or 5 years, the parents separated. I was pretty low in my life because a kid is very much attached to any parent, like whether it's a mother, whether it's a father, and that connection you cannot define. That what kind of impact that particular separation can create for you is totally different. And I was pretty low. I was pretty low. I'm talking about like in the year 2015, I guess. I was pretty low for like few months or something. The confidence goes for a toss and everything goes for a toss. And this is not exactly related to the kid, but just a suggestion. Like I've been through it. That's what I'm saying. Whenever you feel low, whenever you feel a little depressed, upset, or any weird kind of thinking comes in your mind, because during pandemic I have seen few people going through the similar kind of situation, although the reasons were different. Please talk. Please talk. Please share. Even if there's somebody who's not adding any input or giving any solution, do share with them. Find more and more people to talk about it, share about it. Don't feel any shame. Don't feel any awkwardness. How should I share my personal life or something? The more you share, the easily or easier it'll become for you to get out of any kind of situation. That is what like I've learned in the last 5, 6, 7 years. And like life has been tough, and staying away from the kid is very difficult. So that phase was there. So that you always say har raat ki subah nahi. So post that phase, I decided one thing very clearly, like okay, been there, done that. What worse can happen? So now that whatever has happened to me as an individual, can I shy away from my responsibility? I don't think so. And anybody who's going through little low should always target as a motive something which will give them happiness, look forward to. That's what I decided. I decided, okay, fine, whatever has happened in my life, that's fine. What should be my focus right now? Where am I the most responsible? Of course, parents will be always there. Who's the other family person who's there in my life? That's my son. So I decided I need to bounce back. need to bounce back in a way that whatever I was for good, maybe 35 years or something, I need to change that. I need to fine tune myself, become a better person for him, not for myself. So that is how the journey started. Basically, I changed myself from a little aggressive guy to little sober, always happy go lucky. Because believe it or not, we must have seen a lot of ads in the TV or maybe on Facebook forwards and general forwards. The kids will always follow what you do. You try to teach them whatever, but keep telling them, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. But they follow your actions more than anything else.
Absolutely.
That I've seen it. Like I've seen it like initially, whether it's mother or father, they pick up. And that's why a lot of activities generally they say, okay, ye to father pe gaya, ye to mother pe gaya. That is because they're picked up like that. If at all the environment has been given where they have seen, okay, if at all you're driving and you're shouting a lot whenever you're driving on somebody or other, they pick up that. And whenever they get the opportunity, they try to replicate the similar kind of thing. So it's a very basic thing, but over a period of time, I'll break it into pieces. What I learned while getting my son in a way of nurturing him was I tried to do whatever I want him not to do. Sorry, I'll take my sentence back. I try to do everything what I want him to do, not the other way around.
Pretty
Sorry.
much, yeah.
Yeah. So and one very important thing maybe I will forget later on, and it's not connected to the conversation or the flow of this particular talk, is that please parents don't try to make your kid a bully. Please don't do that. We always have been thinking practically saying that, yeah, rather than my son suffering, I'm okay with my son to be rude and rough to other people. It's not good. Believe me, it's not good. It's not. I'm not saying like my son is suffering, or I'm not saying my son is a bully. But we have seen it. We have seen the kids, the way they have like getting impacted because of those bully people, and everything comes from upbringing of parents. It's not
Right.
coming like it's not that he's watching movies or something. He's picking up from there. It's what I spoke about. Like your behavior, your action is going to teach him a lot of things. So
Quite
please
right.
don't make your kid a bully. Now, if we talk about the flow of how the upbringing came in the picture, that after my separation, of course, my kid wasn't there with me. It was the custody was given to the mother. Mother has been pretty good. She's taking care of him in a very, very good way. No complaints at all. And every mother or father will always try to be the best for their kid. Any differences, whether it's married husband or wife or ex-husband, ex-wife or something, please don't get your kid in the conversation of the parents. In the sense of any quarrel, don't try to make the kid understand at least before the age of 15 or 18 that what exactly is happening between, if at all it's not very positive, between a mother or a father. That gives a very, very bad impact on the kid. Never try to raise your voice in the general tone. Also try to learn, try to control your own emotions, because the kid is watching you every single time is he or she is there with you. Every single second he's watching how you're picking up the phone, what you're saying when you're talking, hello, hi, how are you, how much jovial kind of a person you are, or like the reaction time, whether it is the order not coming in time and you're shouting at the guy, where are you, and all those things. He's just picking up everything, or she's just picking up everything. And you will be surprised that all of a sudden that reaction will come from the kid without expectation. You're like, hey, how did he or
Where did
she
this
learn
come
that?
from? Yeah.
So these are the basic things. See, nobody is going to teach us that way. Okay. And these are the things which we'll realize once it's little late. I will not say very late, but little late, that you will not expect a 7-year, 8-year, or 10-year-old shouting at someone using some weird words which you've been using without realizing. They using it? No, it's not good. And like what happens is right now it's pandemic. That's why most of the kids are working, studying from home only. But in the school, that is how the complaints come from the teacher. Your kid used this thing or that thing. On the contrarian part, I will always tell the parents, don't go very hard on the kids and don't go very hard on yourself also. Please don't do that. You cannot go totally right or cannot go totally wrong.
Absolutely.
Only
You have to
agenda and
balance it out.
attention should be, sorry, yeah, only agenda and attention should be, okay, I want to do something better for my kid so that he becomes more equipped for the future. You can't make him Einstein. I know everybody wants their kid to be the best in the studies, best in the sports. Basically, आपको all rounder चाहिए, first आना चाहिए सब में. Now, every kid is not going to be like that, right?
Yeah,
And
of
the
course.
way we have seen over a period of last, like I'll just talk about the age wise, like 30, 40, 45 years, our parents have done a decent job, I guess. And they were not like going into so much of minute details regarding आपने क्या किया, ये किया कि नहीं, ऐसे क्यों कहा, वैसे क्यों कहा. We have got lots of rapatas, we've got lots of thappad, we've got everything, right? So we've got all the masalas to us. I'm not saying we should be doing the same thing because that's the way our parents have done it to us. But at times I feel, this is like I've just learned, I might be totally wrong, that we are going too harsh on ourselves and the kids at times.
I think it is
What?
the societal pressure, that really compels us to be so harsh, be it on ourselves or on our kids, because I think that's the kind of baggage that all of us carry. What is the other person thinking about us? And I think Samir, in the initial conversation when you mentioned that you know when you go through a low phase, you should talk. That's a very important aspect that you brought out. That and for all our viewers who are watching us, I have known Sami for, I think, almost the
15
entire
years.
working career of his
15, 16 years, yeah.
16, 17 years. I have known him, and I have myself seen him change drastically. As he said, from a very aggressive to now being very level headed, calm. And I think all of this, he owes it to his son, who's brought in that stability with whatever tough situation that he's been through with separation with his partner. But here is a set of parents who, besides being staying separately, have not made any compromises when it comes to nurturing the child. The child is getting the best of both the worlds, as any child would. And Samir, I want you to highlight on that um, since the custody is with the mother and he visits you, I think every alternate weekend, or
That's right.
as and when his school schedule permits. So do you go overboard in pampering him, or you perform your the duties of a father the way a father should?
On this particular part, you feel like going overboard, right? Like if at all you're getting your kid, like every alternate week, you want to just do anything and everything possible for him. Maybe like sell off the entire thing and just give it to him, kinds. But that was the initial part. I realized over a period of time the impact. And what happens is, like, when you do too much of pampering, the value goes away for the kid. That kid doesn't realize is, okay, something being bought for me. Is it just because I said, oh, I want this? And if I'm getting all those things so easily, the value for that particular toy, particular book, or anything goes away for a toss. And that I realized it. I never knew that. Like I thought, like, okay, mother will be taking care of the kid in a particular way. I want to be the pampering one, which is not wrong, but it's not correct at all. Too much of anything is very, very harmful. So you need to have that balance, and the balance you cannot learn it from somewhere. Okay, somebody's going to write it down for you and going to tell you, like, okay, just give him 2 books and 3 toys or nothing more than that. Nothing that is going to be learned by yourself. So balancing is very important. Balancing in the sense of not only pertaining to physical attributes, whether we are talking about a toy or particular happiness on the basis of a movie, an adventure, taking him out of station, taking him for a tour, whatever. I'm not just talking about that. But the balance has to come in a very disciplined way, in the sense of like manners and cultures and the thinking. These are the 3 parameters where everything is going to be decided for your kid. I'm not expecting you guys to tell him or her right now entire world, okay? Because the childhood of the kid shouldn't get destroyed in that. The kid shouldn't get matured before the age. Please mind it if I'm saying that. I saw some signs in that in my son at times, but I have to accept the fact. But please let the childhood of the kid remain alive, at least till the age of 12 years or 15 years, because that's what everybody keeps on talking about. बचपन वापस कहाँ आएगा? Let him be stress free. Let her be stress free right now. This is not the time for them to take any stress. As Ekta mentioned, okay, the competition, what people will say and everything. At least this much is in your control. At least from your side, don't put that much pressure.
Very
Okay, let
true.
the world put the pressure. You can't help it. School, teacher, competition, colleagues will do all that. Aren't we doing, or aren't we going through the rat race on a single day basis? Let them also do that when they become 18 plus 20, 21 or something. That time is going to come. Right now, don't try to put too much pressure on them. Give them maximum possible time. And one particular point, yeah, I wanted to share was, a lot of people used to tell me, you know what, you're changing your things because of the kid. You should like enroll the kid, or like you should involve the kid in your own routine rather than you getting change as per his or her routine. And there are both the sides on this particular part. Should we change for the kid the entire routine, whether it's basically for your enjoyment or for your fun act or something like that, or you can curb those things to give more time to your kid. That is a very important point, because initially I used to feel a little bit of this, oh, my son is going to be there with me. My weekend plans are going to go for a toss. I won't go party with my friends and all those things. But you need to understand very clearly, it's all investment in your kid. What the kid needs right now is not the toy, it's not the book, it's not the movies or eating good things and everything. The kid wants the time, and they are following you for each and every single second. There was a point my kid actually asked me, Dad, are you planning to keep me this weekend, or you're planning to party like every time? I'm talking like long years back. And that gives you a shocker. A 5-year-old telling you something like that, you're like, what? And this is not a learning which I have given, or I'm sure the mother also not given. This is something the kid picks up because he's seeing you, okay, that, and mother discusses like, okay, fine, like father is not there because he's got some work or something like that. So if at all you're trying to make your kid get adjusted to your routine, please balance it. It cannot be 100% your routine. If you've got a kid, you've got a son, daughter, whatever, you have taken the responsibility, right? And whenever you take a responsibility and whenever you give priorities, you not need to curb down on your things also a little bit. I'm not saying extreme. Ekta.
Correct. Absolutely. If we don't walk the talk, whether it is in terms of setting the priority right or telling them that, what is important and giving them time, then I think, when they grow up and in turn, when they don't give time to the parents, then I think nobody can really complain about it because that's what we taught them. It's a vicious circle. What goes around comes around. So how you do is what you're going to get back. So it is very important to prioritize. And very rightly said, Sameer, that as much as all parents would want to go overboard for a child and pamper them, and more so when you know that the child is with you for that limited time, you definitely want to do all of that. And I think that is one of the biggest drawback of today's generation, that we don't have time, you know because we are so caught up in the rat race. And in earlier times, during our parents generation, most often than not there were joint families. So even if the parents were busy, there was a chachi or a tai or a bua or a masi who would take care of the kids out, or for that matter, kids with other kids would just grow up. But in today's time, where you have either one or two, so that single child always that parent is always in a dilemma. Where do I draw that line so that the child doesn't feel lonely? And you bombard the child with as many things as you want to, but without realizing that that is where you start creating the dent. you know and that is where I think as parents we all need to really step back and introspect, because there is no rule book that comes for us.
Absolutely.
We all learn. And as you shared that maybe in the beginning you were, you wanted to go all gaga and do everything, and then gradually you realize. But this also kind of but let me say that we're getting comments on Facebook that very practical inputs that you're sharing. And the learning process has to be even for the parents too. And we have Rezina, who's also based in Mumbai, who's a parent coach. And coming from her and from Sharmishta, who works on children's personality development, inputs from them that whatever you're sharing are absolutely great inputs, is indeed commendable. So you indeed are a doting father, and you're doing the best that you can to raise your 9 years. And soon he's going to be entering the double digit and then being a teenager, which is going to be an absolutely different phase for his life. But tell me one thing, parents, both husband and wife, always have a different approach towards things, because their upbringing also has been very different, right? And specifically in your case, since both of you are staying by yourself, and the child visits you, and then major time he's with the mom, right?
Right.
Does either of you step into the other person's approach, or is there a communication that happens between you and your ex partner to nurture your son in a manner that both of you will balance and complement each other?
Especially if you're talking about my situation overall, see, you again learn, right? So initially, stepping here and there used to happen, and there was some impact on the kid also, on us also. So we realized, like, why are we doing this? Why? Okay, it cannot be that the mother is always right. It cannot be the father is always right. Okay, and we being human, everybody have got their own little bit of ego and my way or something like that, and mom knows more, or father will claim try to do that, no, it's a boy relationship, so father knows more or something like that. So to have that particular issue sorted peacefully, what I have learned, might be totally different for others. Let them do what they want to do, you do what you feel is right. See, as I mentioned in the introduction side only, that nobody can be right. Okay, only thing is that, or nobody can be wrong, because no parent will want anything bad for their kid. Way of handling, way of nurturing would be different. Okay, but for example, I'll just take it on a very lighter note, that if at all you know that the mother is slightly strict, okay, she curbs onto the video games or the TV time or the all those times, you be a little lenient on that side and try to balance it. If at all too much education is happening on the mother side, you try to give a break during the weekend on the education side. You try to get him involved into sports and all those activities. So, and parent need to know what are the advantages or what are the strong points about the father or the mother, if at all they want the best for the kid. Okay, for example, okay, somebody would be good with sports and everything, the other person would be good with literature and music and things and studies. Maybe, for example, me, I'm not a studious kind of a person, so I always give the entire responsibility towards the mother. Of course, I try to do the homeworks and everything, but if at all, when it comes to the mother or father, she's pretty good. So I raise my hands and say, "Yo, boss, nahi ho payega." Oh, please do. I will try to give my contribution. I'll try to contribute and try to help and follow the process. Give it to us in writing. What is the timetable for the studies? We'll follow that.
Right.
So whatever is my good points or strong points, I'll talk about the sports or the activities or traveling around or making more social. I'm getting involved. So it's always better to balance it, talk it out. Communication is very important, whether it's husband or wife, whether it's mother or ex-husband or ex-wife or anything between two people. Because if at all a kid is there in this world, it's the reason because of there are two people who got involved and decided to have a kid. So it becomes a responsibility. It's by default responsibility. You can't say you take more responsibility, I'll take less responsibility. No, you cannot do that. Even the law believes in that particular part, that was husband, wife, whatever it is, okay, go away. We have to look for the best for the kid.
Right.
So that is the reason communication, as you mentioned, communication is very, very, very important between a father and the mother, because if they both are not synced, one has to take a back step. Okay, somebody is aggressive, the other one will say, okay, chalo, fight karke fayda nahi hai. Let's try to come to a common ground. If at all the communication is not working, you do your bit, let the other person do their bit. But don't let the child get impacted because of I want this and he wants this, or she wants this, or he wants this. Don't let the child get affected. So that's what my learning was.
Absolutely. So, your situation is a very different situation, and it's very nice to see that the child, every time that I have seen his pictures, he always has a smile on his face. And of course, I have seen his pictures only with you and not with your ex-partner. Does the child ever communicate that he misses having both of you together? And if he does, uh, while you may, I mean, obviously, you have your own reasons to not be together, but do you also try and create that kind of an environment together where you meet as as a family?
Those kind of things, I don't know about the others or something like that, but we try to do those kind of activities which are very, very important per se. Okay, for example, for the birthday, for some time, yes, we both are going to be there together. For school days, anything related to school meetings, PTM and everything, yes, we both are there. uh, See, whatever happens in the past between the mother, father, or ex-husband, ex-wife, or something, there were some reasons, because there are some differences because of it. Both the parties have taken a call. So, getting anything from the past because why you do this way or why you do that way is not even permitted once you guys get separated. So anything what you mentioned about for the kid, social gathering in the sense of won't go to common friends and all, but yeah, wherever like his school is involved, his birthday is involved, his special day is involved, we try to do
Yeah.
whatever
So
efforts we can because
everything centered around him.
Ekta, one thing is very, very important. When you know that, okay, now there's the which side is heavier, that's what you have to check. Okay. For example, if at all there's a situation where there is a point where in front of the kid, there can be some sparkle which will come in between and there's a differences of opinion. If at all you're meeting and catching up. Okay. And on the second side, it's very simple. You take care of him whenever he's there with you. I take care of him whenever he's with me. So you have to see like what kind of sparks or you never know, right? Because like
Right.
now you are meeting mother of my kid, right? I will be meeting mother of my son. So whatever was there in the past is not the similar situation currently, right? So it
Correct.
becomes very difficult when you saw that it's a very, very, very thin line kind of a thing where like nobody would like to take, at least I wouldn't like to take that risk where there's a little bit of difference of opinion also, at least in front of him. And
Correct.
so that's why we try to avoid. But for his special occasions, like any school meetings, we both are there. Any school meetings, okay, PTM, Bollo, yeah, annual Bollo. His birthdays, we are there. And other than that, yeah, my trips, her trips,
Yes,
her
true,
trips.
brother.
Simple. Let everybody be happy. Give space.
Wonderful, wonderful. No, that's a reasonable way to kind of keep that pleasant environment around everybody, so that, as you rightly said, that there shouldn't be any warranted friction, and that because in some way or the other, rather than having a positive impact of the meeting, may have a negative impact on the child. So, Samir, coming back to an earlier point that you made, that you should let the child's innocence or the childhood remain until they are a certain age, right? How do you manage that?
See, every generation, the kids are becoming mature very, very early. Okay. And the kind of conversation these buggers can have is like mind blowing. Okay. You have no idea. Okay. These are the things coming out of their own mouth. We are totally shocked. Okay. So according to me, till the time they don't claim that, okay, we are grown up now, enough of doing that bacha giri to us, please let them grow, let them enjoy, give them that freedom. Because this particular period is never going to come back. And don't you, Ekta, we keep on cribbing about hamara bachpan kitna acha tha, right? So when you talk about like giving that childhood, keeping the childhood alive, na, that means knowingly don't put any pressure on that particular kid. Okay. See, right now at this age and stage, I remember when I was 9, I was a spoiled brat. मुझे पता ही नहीं था school करना है नहीं करना है. That's a different thing. Again, a army kid, so I had lots of discipline and all those pressure on me, but never for the education, never for I guess ये करके ये करना है. The plan wasn't made for me till the time I was 12, 13, 14, I guess. करना क्या है करके. So let the kid enjoy whatever is there because and most important thing, let kids mingle with other kids, not on the iPad or phone or computer. It gives a very, 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 very harsh impact because we don't have the control what they watch. Believe me, this TV videos, the cartoons and all also have some weird, weird kind of things. And you're like,
Yeah.
dude, where have you learned this? We can't control that, right? So if you can't control that, at least control. It's okay. I'm very happy if at all somebody's TV time or video time is controlled. I'm game for that. I'm game for that because I don't think only educational things they are learning that they're learning too much of crap. Believe me, this is my personal opinion. So if
I
at all I'm
second
saying,
that.
yeah,
I totally second that.
if at all I'm saying that the childhood should be kept alive, let them do what they want to do. हाँ, but TV ये वगैरह harmful impact हो सकता है. Other than that, let them play, let them get hurt, come fully muddy, पूरा गंदा करके आ जाओ. That is all okay. Let them try everything. Let them please try everything. You just be there to protect them. If at all they are going totally haywire, just be there and don't do this. Otherwise, you'll get hurt. Just protect them. That's it. Too much of protection is harmful, but protect them. Tell them you are there. They should know that at any point of time you are there. But till the time they will not experience something, how will they know? कितना भी बोल लो उनको ये गलत है, तीखा नहीं खाना है, तीखा नहीं खाना है. Till the time they won't eat it, उनको पता कैसे चलेगा तीखा है? So that's what I feel like. अगर आप बोल रहे हो कि childhood कब तक alive रखनी चाहिए, मैं तो बोलूँ जिंदगी में रखनी चाहिए. उसके बाद
बिल्कुल,
never they'll say
absolutely.
कि अभी बस करो बच्चा बोलना. My son stopped telling me, I can't call him cute. I can't call him a kid. I'm a grown-up 9-year-old boy. Okay. Okay. Understood. Taken.
Wonderful, wonderful. So again, we have Sharmishta saying that let them be as they wish, and Rezina is saying that being children is not about only academics. You know, we came from a generation where marks mattered the most. Haven't you scored 90%? Haven't you scored 100% or whatever it was? And while we were exposed to co-curricular activity, but I think it is very important that as parents we realize that we should not push them into the rat race, because knowingly or unknowingly all of us do that. But when you realize that you're doing that and you're able to take a step back, I think that's where you are able to expose a child to a lot of experiential learning. And very rightly said that if the screen time can be cut, or those cartoon watching can be cut, I think that brings them more to reality, because those cartoon characters are not real, but they start imagining that their life is all hunky dory, so theirs should also be.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So Samir, on this I want to ask you that what is your take as a father that children should be exposed to a little bit of a tough life? By
Again,
tough, I don't mean that, like, as you said, that burden them or unnecessarily stress them, but everything should not be a cakewalk for them, or everything should not come easy to them.
true.
And most of our children, once they reach the age where they start understanding things, how are you trying to incorporate the value of something in the child's life?
First of all, I had a pointer which came in my mind before this question. I'll just add to that particular point. It
Please.
was regarding the balancing part. See, now we've been listening to a lot of people talking about how to help growing the kid, or what is wrong, what is right, and all. Very big difference between my generation and today's generation we have seen is like most of the kids don't go out. Okay, that is the new thing. With I'm not talking about only this pandemic period, but before that also. So please, all the parents, if at all, if it makes sense, every city will have their own facility space in the school. For example, Pune, Delhi, or something have some sports grounds and all those things where a lot of sports activities happen in the school itself. At least for Mumbai guys, it's really, really bad. So please, to balance that particular thing, get your kids into some classes which is related to sports. Give them that access, give them that option of trying and keeping themselves busy there, like for an hour or maybe like 3 hours a week or something like that. Delhi and all, I'm sure like Delhi, I haven't been to Delhi a lot, but in Pune and all, they've got big grounds, the sports period and everything is there. Whereas in Mumbai, there are barely any sports ground or something. They don't give that much attention towards sports or physical activities. I'm just talking about till the age of 10 or 11. I don't know about that. I don't know beyond that. So that is one particular point. Now
Right.
coming to your question, Ekta, I've been talking about balancing part and not doing the similar thing initially when like the kid used to come to me, I used to pamper and he had no value about that thing. And I just realized like, okay, boss, whether I give something for 2,000, 5,000, 7,000, he's just okay with that. Previously, he used to be very happy. Now he's okay. He'll play for like half an hour, 45 minutes, it's gone. That money is gone. So you need to keep on interacting. You're not telling him, I'm not going to give it to you. You're not going to tell him, oh, you know how expensive it is. But like whether it is for 500 bucks, 100 bucks or 5,000 bucks, you need to make them understand. They're not going to understand on day one, but you need to always ask some basic question. Do you actually need it? How happy you're going to be after this? For how long are you going to play with this particular thing? Okay, if you don't play, because we'll have to run that trial and error kind of methods, right? It's cannot be like maine bol diya ki I've told you you will play for 5 days and you played only for 4 days. You cannot do that, right? You keep on putting in their head in very simple basic conversations. What is the use of buying a toy, Vian? You're going to play for 1 day and after that you're just going to forget about it. He will not remember for the first time. He will still ask for it, okay? Second time, third time. Third time you sit with them. What happened to those toys which you bought a month back? Start having this conversation. They need to realize, okay, and realize not in a bad way. Here they are not getting impacted. You're not telling them no upfrontly. You're telling them, okay, you need it. Okay, otherwise make a rule or something like a small discipline kind of a thing. Once in a month, one thing. Don't go by value. Okay, if it all is too expensive, you can tell them, like, see, beyond this figure is expensive. That will be only for your special occasions. All these things has to be contributed from our side only. Again, I'm saying I don't know what is right or wrong. What is working for me, I'm sharing that. And first time they will not understand. Second time, Fourth time, if you tell them, yes, but yes, as Ekta, as you mentioned, don't give them everything. You cannot. Okay, don't give a kid who's 8 or 9 year old an iPad for the kid himself. Like, okay, iPad le lo, jo karna hai karo. Don't give them access of everything. Give them access of physical activities, life, what is the reality. Give access of that. You'll give them some expensive toy or something like that. It'll break, won't value, but they will feel okay. My father, my mother can just get me everything what they want, so I'm not going to value anything. That becomes a problem. At times, let them cry a little bit for something. Okay, let them feel like, okay, this is important. After trying for so many days with my father, I've got it finally. And that will come only with the waiting period. If it is just ready and given, it will not. And I'll talk about my experience again, Ekta, just adding to that. At times, you are giving them something which they don't want. Okay. And they will question you. Why do you buy this when I don't want it? Start using this word necessity. Necessity. It is a requirement. It's a necessity. What you're asking for, toy or something, is additional, is luxury. Luxury in the sense is not in a bad way of like expensive or non-expensive, but something what you need for your day-to-day life and learning, and something which you're just gonna be happy for some period of time. So I generally judge his requirement by asking, how happy are you gonna be from 1 to 10? Are you sure? If you're saying 7 plus, are you sure about that? That is my way of finding. I'm slightly on the practical side, so I have my own created ways, fundas. Right or wrong, I don't
Well,
know.
the question was asked by a financial mentor to a private banker. So obviously, the value, the need, want, and desire concept has to come out by two people who come from a similar industry. And very rightly said, Samir, that um, in fact, we had a father before you, I think about 2 weeks back, who also, who has a methodology set for the case that if they ask for something, he tells them, he also comes from the financial background, very interestingly. He tells them that I want you to write down and tell me your reasons why do you want this. And he said that when I started to do this, almost 7 out of 10 times, the kid would only come back and say that I don't want this. They themselves would realize that I don't really need it. I was just asking it because I got to know that somebody else has it, or, and of course, his kids are in the age bracket of 11 and 8. So round about your son's age. But yes, I think, you've been saying this a lot, that you don't know whether you're right or wrong. Parenting is not about right or wrong. Parenting is about you and the child. By you, I mean the parent and the child. And what may be right for you may not work for me, and what works for me might not work for because children are very unique. And as parents, we are also very unique. There is no, in those good old days, school days, mein wo guide aati thi ki jisme se sare answers, you could just mug up the answers, go take the exam and score your marks. Well, there is no such guide, or that Hindi word kunji for it. There is no such thing that comes. And I don't think we are here to give a test. A lot of us get succumbed to that pressure that probably we're being tested as a parent. How good a job have we done? And we're all guilty to it. And something or the other, we are all guilty to it, that you didn't do this, so it's reflecting bad on my upbringing, on my approach, and things like that. So we, more than putting pressure on the child, we put pressure on ourselves, and that indirectly gets reflected on the child.
Circle.
And that is, yeah, so it's like a ripple effect that gets created. So amazing, to hear your thoughts, Samir, that how you've been trying to balance it out with your son and trying to give him uh, the guidance, the mentoring, the training that a father should be giving to a child. And in whatever time that you have with him, you are making the most of the quality and the quantity that you can offer to him. So as a Fauji brat, what techniques do you use that you were used on you to discipline him, if at all you do use any?
Whatever techniques basically I was a spoiled brat. Okay, my son touched. Luckily, he's not like that. Okay, I used to run away from anywhere, and I've done almost everything possible. And after age, believe me, I'm saying it on the live channel. I'm gonna definitely ensure that he experiences few of the things which we experience at that age, of breaking some rules and all those things. Not because of like getting him to a wrong side of the curve or something, but I want him to experience few things and understand. Okay, let him take a call whether it's right or wrong. Okay, so as you mentioned, as a आर्मी अपब्रिंगिंग, फौजी ब्राड, सी हमारे तो डिसिप्लिन करके डाल ही दिया था, मतलब इवन ऑन संडेज आई गेट अप एट 7:38 यार, लाइक दैट इज ऑल आई शुडंट थैंक, आई डोंट नो
It's
व्हाट शुड आई से टू
ingrained
माय
in
फादर,
your
वो तो आ
system.
गया है, मतलब कांट हेल्प इट, ओके. So whatever you've gone through, whatever your experience, not going to be similar for your kid. Never ever एक चांस भी पॉसिबल है कि नहीं होगा. मतलब if at all you have learned ABCD in a particular way, they are learning in a very different way.
Absolutely,
And don't try
absolutely.
to cope up and try to understand, and don't feel bad about it. कि whatever they know, you don't even know 50% of that. That's fine. That's all okay. That is all okay. Because you mentioned about another person like who actually used to ask his kid to write down the pointers. My kids write so many pointers. There are so many words I don't even know what they mean. I tried doing that. No? So I said, "नहीं भाई तू ये छोड़ दे. मैं समझ गया तेरी जरूरत है करके." But that is what you're learning, right? So any particular thing, see, basic is the culture. What I always try to give my son, whatever I've learned from my parents, upbringing में सबसे ज़्यादा reflect मेरे हिसाब से वही करता है, culture and manners. So manners doesn't mean that okay, good morning, good afternoon, good evening ये बोलना ही है करके. But the way your kid will talk to others, and that is all part of socializing, right? So how confident you make your kid when he's socializing with people, same age group, elderly people, and more than teaching them kaise baat karna hai, they will learn looking at you. They will learn how you behave, and
Correct.
automatically it'll come. And you need to have a
Absolutely.
conversation with the kid. A conversation, you cannot just shout and say ki mat karo, unless they are doing something very harmful to them. You need to shout. And please, please, please limit your shouting for special occasions only. Please mind my words. Special occasions in the sense they need to realize, oh, father shouted at me, he scolded at me. That means there is something definitely wrong I did. They will think about it. If you're shouting about everything, nothing. They're not going to listen to anything. It's just a regular activity for them.
Correct.
That's what. So
Absolutely.
culture is the thing which needs to just keep talking to them. यार, okay, ये सही नहीं है. You need to talk to them like that. And आप बार बार बोलोगे तभी आएगा. ऐसा कोई rule तो है नहीं कि no, it has to come this way. Nothing is right or wrong.
Absolutely. Wonderful, wonderful, Sameer. But I know that I can ask you a lot of questions and there is a lot that you can share. But I know that you have to go for one of your passions to play your game. So I'm
Right.
going to ask you my one last question, which is a ritual here that we'd like you to give that one piece of advice to all the parents, mothers, or fathers who are watching you or who would eventually watch you. From you to them, what is that one piece of advice?
See, when you talk about a kid, just protect your kid from any third party negativity. Whether like there could be a negativity from father to mother also, husband to wife also, brother to sister also, anybody. You need to filter it. Try not to have any negative conversation, at least till the time the kid is not 14, 15 years old or something, because that scars the kid. You have no idea. Like I've spoken to some psychologists and all for different things and all, not for the kid, but they've spoken about it. They actually scar the kid, and this is a very soft stage for them. So they will just pick up, and something just will remain in their head. And that's why we talk about, and hostels also at times these kind of things happen. That is not because of they want to grow up like that. There is some particular incident, event, conversation, or something they have to go through which they are not supposed to go through. So don't get kids involved in something before their age. Let them do whatever they want. They're cool, they're happy, go lucky. That's why you feel so happy whenever you see a kid. कितना भी गुस्सा हो, एक दिन बाद, 2 दिन बाद, जब भी आपके पास वापस आएगा, you'll be so happy and smiling.
Right.
भगवान की देन है, please just treat them like gods, amazing gods. That's it.
Wonderful, wonderful, Sameer, for that absolutely, candid and straight from the heart conversation to share your journey as a father. And I think you're doing a fabulous job
Oh,
and
thank you.
continue to do the great work. And I'm sure, Vayan is going to turn out into a very sensible boy by getting the best of both the worlds.
I
From a
hope
mother
rockstar.
who, sorry?
I hope rockstar. I want him to
Of
become
course,
rockstar.
he will be a rock star, and he's getting the discipline from both you and the mom. He's getting the right values from both of you, which every child gets. But here he's getting it, I guess, more in abundance.
Double.
Because yeah, it's doubled. It's not at the same time. It's at different times in a different way, and because typically parents are always viewed as a team, and one has to be in sync with the other. But here you have the liberty to be or to not to be in sync, and yet find that perfect balance to communicate what is right for the child. So wonderful interacting with you, and the session, the discussion has been really appreciated by all who are watching you. And once again, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you, Tanikta.
Yep. And for all of you who are watching and hearing us, we will be back again with yet another journey of a mother soon or later. We don't know. We might want to take a New Year break, but we will be back again with the unique journey of a mother or a father. Till then, stay tuned and stay safe. So take care, Samir. Thank you
You
for
too,
being with
Ekta.
us
Cheers.
again.
Take care.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.
Bye.